Hello and welcome to the Syrus Lowe. And today we are joined by the founder of the So and So Arts Club, the fabulous, wonderful Miss Sarah Berger. How are you doing, Sarah?
I'm doing good, thank
Are
you.
you feeling fabulous and wonderful today?
I always feel fabulous and wonderful.
Good, good, good. So, the So and So Arts Club, tell me, how did it start? Why did it start? Tell me the beginnings.
Well, I started it coming up for 2 years ago by accident, and really what prompted me to do it was that I have been around for a long time. You know, I've been around for 34 years in this business, and I know a lot of other people who, like me, have had a good run for their money and so on. And began to look around and think what a tremendous waste of talent there is in this industry, partly because people get into a sort of a cul-de-sac and they don't know how to get out of it. Now, whether that's right at the beginning of their careers when they leave drama school and a year later they're sitting in a room somewhere staring at the walls thinking, I don't know anybody. And I thought, well, I know an awful lot of people, and I've had quite a broad and varied career. And what would happen if I opened up my address book and said to everybody, will you join me in pooling all of your contacts and all of your talent and all of your resources so that an ever-increasing group of people get to benefit from that? And when I began it, I asked about 200 or 300 people who I'd worked with and so on, and my wonderful patrons, you know, Michael Billington and John Caird and Jean Marsh and Stella Duffy and Ken McCready and Frankie Barber, and they said, yeah, we'll do this. And within weeks, it started just taking off like a rocket. And I think the reason is that I don't care where you are in terms of your career, it can be a very lonely business. And because the way that the industry is structured, and increasingly I think this is true, we're pitted against each other so much. And I think we need to build a sense of community and somewhere that you can go to which at the very least offers you support and mutual support and encourages you to be generous and to say to other people, listen, there's something coming up here that I think you might be right for, and so on. So you're opening doors instead of closing them, really.
Yeah.
So that's why I did it.
And how many members have you got now?
1,200.
Wow. So 12 in a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, it really started properly in about October. So it's about a year and a half, really. But I sat in a room in June 2 years ago, and I had a list of things to do, and halfway down it said start an arts club.
I'll do that now. I'll do that now. So these 1,200. So how does it work? How does it work?
Well, it works by putting people together across work. I mean, what I didn't want to do was have an endless series of networking events. I mean, we do have the odd party and so on, but there's always somebody performing music or something. And so very quickly I thought, well, what's the best way to do this? And I thought, I'll do some rehearsed readings, and I'll make sure that everybody is paid to come and do them, and they audition so that it's a proper job, so that they get to meet directors like Graham Murray and Owen Lewis, and, you know, everyone is directed by a different director and so on, and there are proper auditions set up and all of that. And I was wandering past Samuel French's bookshop one day when I was thinking about all of this, and I thought, oh, I'll go in and ask them if anybody ever does that there, and they said no. And I said, well, could I do it here sort of once a month or something? And they looked at me and they went, okay. And we've done 18 there now, and we're doing them for the rest of this year as well. And so people then began to submit their plays. So there are a lot of writers in the club, there are directors, there are producers, there are casting directors.
Really wide range.
Yes, because I wanted to level the playing field so that it's not just a bunch of actors saying, give me a job. It's people saying, I've got a wonderful new play and I need help developing it. So you bring all those different, disparate kinds of talent, I'm waving my arms around like a lunatic, together.
Yeah, but just to interject, me and Sarah, I gave her strict instructions to try and keep the arms in. You've done very well so far, Sarah.
I'm gonna sit on my hands there.
But yeah, so it's amazing. You've got all those different strands there.
Yeah. I mean, I've now got literary agents have joined because there is so little opportunity for new writers, and new writers might be 60 or they might be 16. That's the other thing. There's an awful lot of help for very young people, but it wears off very, very quickly, actually. And what about all of the people slightly further down the line or in the middle of their careers who need to reinvent themselves? So it's the focus is also very cross-generational, so that old pit ponies like me get to and the great Kevin McNally, for example, who's very proactively involved in it all, or Caroline Goodall, who I was actually at school with. You know, we can share what we know with the generations coming up, and they can teach us how to use social media. You know, so there's a kind of exchange of ideas and knowledge, really, and experience.
And what's next on the horizon for the club? I mean, what's happening this summer?
This summer, we're continuing with the rehearsed reading programme. There's another one happening at the end of June. And then in August, we are producing a 4-play repertory season in a cyclical rep of 2 different plays every night and 3 on Saturdays, across a month, 4 pieces of new writing, 4 directors, 15 actors, so that's 23 artists involved.
Wow.
At the Hope Theatre in Islington, which is the new little theatre which is an adjunct of the King's Head Theatre. And their remit is that they share the space with you, provided everybody is paid national minimum wage. So again, it absolutely fits in with our ethos, which is that this is professional. This is a paid professional job. And this is taking things to the next level in terms of developing things and giving everybody involved in every project a chance, you know, a chance to actually get up and do. Each of those plays has 15 performances, which is cool.
Is this going to be your biggest project yet for the club?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've produced 2 festivals, and we did a festival called A Kick Up the Arts, which had
I like it.
Which had a different discipline each day, and had, I think it was 13 or 14 showcase opportunities for people. They could have the theatre for an hour with my team backing them up, and we did a little showcase production of a play I'm about to direct at the Mill at Sonning every evening. Then we did a Women in Arts festival in December with the Actors Centre, and that went on for 3 days, and there were 40 different projects in that, and everybody had free access to that. But this is moving things up to the next level, really, I think.
And talking to the next level, where do you see the club in 10 years' time?
When I started it, my dream was that within a year or so, people would be doing all sorts of different things as a result of having bumped into each other and so on through the club that I didn't know about, and that has happened. We've already got some members in Hong Kong, Singapore, Australia, America, Canada,
wow,
Turkey, Switzerland, France, Italy, all sorts of places. Not many, but some. And what's great about that is that it means that people can, artist to artist, they can deal with each other because they're members of the same organisation.
Yeah.
So you might fetch up in New York and you say, are there any so-and-sos here? And the truth is there are. There already are. So in 10 years' time, I would love it to be truly an international club, giving opportunities for artists across the world to deal directly with each other and collaborate and generate work.
And as you said, it's about leveling the playing field, which I think is a great slogan. And I like that you're called the So and So. I think it's good to the brand. You know, it's a club, as you said. You know, you feel part of something.
Well, also that started because I was sitting with my friend Richard Fry, and I was saying I don't know what to call this club, and he said, well, why are you starting it? And I said, well, I'm very sick of watching some play by so-and-so with so-and-so in it, and it's always the same 3 people in it. And he said, well, call it that, the so-and-so Arts Club. But it's also nice because you have to be a bit of a so-and-so to succeed in this business. You've got to be very determined.
Yes, that is very true.
And I love it when I hear people say to each other, are you a so-and-so?
A bit like the Freemasons, but yeah.
Exactly. Obviously, there's a very secret handshake that I can't tell you or you'd have to kill me.
No. I know. Yes, I know it actually because I know some so-and-sos. You know, there's more than you know. And as you said, you need to be determined and resilient in this business, and you've been in the business for 34 years, as you've said. So what's been your career highlights?
I loved doing Lady Macbeth, which I toured America with, and I liked doing Shakespeare, and I was with the Royal Shakespeare Company for 3 years, so that was pretty cool. I think it's been a real sort of mixture because there have been some things that I've done on television that I've been very proud of, kind of small, odd things, I suppose. But mainly, I suppose it would have to go back to theatre. I can't think. I mean, doing The Philanthropist in the West End with Edward Fox, that was kind of cool. And but sometimes it's, well, working with you, of course, at the 503.
Yes.
I would have to
I was waiting for that because that was it.
Yeah, but also I think that now I like directing. I'm very interested in directing, and more I'm doing that, really, and producing. And the sense of being slightly more in charge of your own destiny, and also creating work, not just for you but for other people, I find that incredibly fulfilling. So I would say, in a way, that this is the highlight, because it's used everything that I've learnt or in tiny little letters achieved over the last 34 years to greater use, putting it to better use, really.
And for those that want to become so-and-sos, how do they find you?
They find me through the website www.thesoandsoartsclub.com, and it's a subscription-based organisation, which is the princely sum of £30 a year, which means that you can get to do all the stuff, you can promote anything that you're in, you can come to everything, and I think it's pretty good value for money. It works out at 58p a week.
That's a bargain.
Yeah, and it's tax deductible as well. But it also means that then you can put yourself forward for anything, and the policy is you will be seen. So even if you're not right for that job, you're going to get into the room with a director you might not otherwise meet, and we all know that, strangely enough, in a year and a half's time, somebody goes, who is that person I met there, you know? Though I know for a fact that a lot of people have got work from sitting next to somebody at one of the readings and talking to them, and you know, because you might be sitting next to a director. A lot of directors come and see other directors' work, and of course, it's very often it's directors who give you the jobs, actually.
Yeah. No, I think it's that amazing thing. I think because it's so difficult sometimes to get in the room with certain people, and I think it can feel like a closed shop. And I think you are opening the shop doors, Sarah.
That is what I'm trying to do. It's very inclusive. You know, people don't have to audition and so on, because I think that people find their own levels within it. And the one thing I would really say to everybody, those members that there are and those members that there will be, is the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. Yeah. If you turn up, if you contribute, if you put yourself forward, it will benefit you. It really will, because you're being proactive with the safety net of belonging to a bigger organisation. You're not standing in the corner of the room with a big placard saying, give me a job, you know, which is hideous for all of us.
Yeah. Well, look, Sarah, thank you so much for talking about the club today. And, you know, I want to become a so-and-so myself, and I'm sure there'll be many people out there who do. But thank you for gracing the Syrus Lowe with your presence.
Lovely to talk to you.
And thank you guys for watching. If you're liking what you see, please subscribe to the channel, The Syrus Lowdown. And if you want to find out what guests I've got coming up over the summer, you can follow me on Twitter @Syrus Lowdown, and there's loads of information and stuff, and generally me talking rubbish on there. So yeah, see you soon. See you soon, Sarah. See you later. Bye.
Bye.